Okay, so I want to explain what it means to have a life path reading, an Ifa reading. So if you've heard of Ifa, it's spelled IFA or AFA, and this is a spirit in the West African tradition that would be called the spirit of universal life. And so you can consult with Ifa or Ifa. Also, if you don't practice West African religion, then you can consult a very, very educated astrologer, and that is akin to your Ifa. The way that it's done is different. So in Ifa, you will be sitting down with at the very least 2 priests, and that is for accuracy. So in Ifa, because you are divining, in order to hold the reading priest accountable, and also to foster trust in community, then they have more than one priest read for you. So if you're sitting for Ifa or Ifa, or divinations that are consulting about your life path and your destiny, then you will have more than one priest divine for you. Okay, so when you sit down for that, then they will throw a series of bones. They may have you hold different things, and then they will divine for you. If you are truly practicing true Ifa, another way to check the accuracy is that you can go with that information to another priest and then cross-reference, right? And so, them coming up, both the same without the priests knowing each other also gives you another way to check the accuracy of your Ifa. You should not, however, tell anyone what those results are in terms of people who are outside of your family, or things, or outside of just, some people don't even trust their family. So, just those results are for you, and they're sacred. And you can also get an astrology reading. And so I will explain more about that in the next video, because we're at 3 minutes already. Okay, so to continue on with why you should get a life path reading, either from Ifa or from astrology. So in the Ifa tradition, that is a spiritual divination that you can get for yourself from a priest or a priestess, and they have to be trained as, for lack of a better word, a shaman, or a person who has to take on mentorship in order to, and also be divined or pathed for that type of work, in order for them to be doing the work for you. In West African tradition, it is very, very important, because things are not passed on by book. A lot of them are passed on by ritual watching, more hands-on learning than you will ever get in a book. Okay, and so then if you want to get a life path reading, but you don't have access to those type of priests, you can get an astrology reading. I suggest with someone who can sit with you, talk with you about what the reading means, can explain different things in houses. Therefore, when you get the reading, you are then able to do also your own research, right? So here we go with this, just making sure things are accurate and in alignment. So this person would be able to explain all of these different traits and qualities of your alignments, and how the planets were set when you were born, and what that means for your energy. So astrology readings are a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way of understanding yourself, understanding your inner light, understanding what you're destined for. And so in all of these spiritual traditions, they all speak about your destiny, right? What you're called here to do, what you're called here in life to do, what will be challenges for you, you know, as you move forward, right? And so one of the things that I really am about is debunking this lie around all the forms and arts and technologies that our ancestors have already showed us about how we can live our best lives, right? And what will be challenges and how we can prepare for those challenges. These things are really, really important, and the Western world has always just called us to debunk things like astrology as just hocus pocus, or divinations. They teach you that they're witch doctors that mean you evil and want to tell you evil things. And people take light and they take dark. So there are definitely folks out here who's doing some ill shit, right? But this is the reason I want to teach you about being able to cross-reference and what you should do in these situations to make sure that these things, you know what I mean, are accurate, and so that you are not ever dependent on any outside source. You know, you will always have that space and light of truth within yourself, so that you won't be trapped in anybody's cult or illusion or any of that shit. Like 2025, we can't keep with that shit. So really, really understanding yourself and getting into alignment with yourself. And that is coupled also with stillness and meditation and being able to access your own intuition, and just quieting your outside mind and tapping into something broader. So we're at 4 minutes. Don't want to keep you here long, but if you got questions, give me a call, you know, text me. However you have my information, DM me. Okay, so I realized in the last video I was talking about getting an Ifa reading or getting an astrology reading, and you'd be like, why am I even, why would I even be interested in doing this, right? It is really, really important, especially for those of us who have experienced trauma, who carry great anxieties, but also have very big and kind of otherworldly ambitions, right? So a lot of us that are holding space for that, those different ways that life itself, right? This is what I meant about consulting the spirit of, you know, universal life. Life itself, for those who experience trauma, feels so like unsafe all the time, right? But as you get into more alignment with who you are, you begin to naturally seek out ways to heal that trauma, to know more about yourself so that you can feel safer in this world, and also so that you can just basically not feel so crazy, right? Like you can begin to be in alignment with what are your actual gifts. And in things like getting Ifa readings and astrology readings, what they tell you again is about the things that you bring into the world that are your strengths, right? That are your natural gifts that make life feel safe and easy, and also be able to help you handle the traumas that you have experienced in your life, so that you can begin to let those go, right? And so that you can feel and know that you are more of your authentic self, and you don't live in a place of fear or your body just being naturally triggered by situations and emotions, and really understanding the ways that you are empathic and connected, and that those things are a gift, right? So that's why it's important, just understanding and knowing yourself, right, in a very, very deep way, and understanding that in the world there's no mistakes, right? The things that have happened to you are a part of your journey. They're a part of your life. They're a part of your life path. And you understanding those makes you a stronger and even more powerful being here on earth, right? So that's why it's so important to get these type of readings. And in indigenous societies, normally you have these readings at the very beginning of your life. As soon as you're born, the whole community comes together to learn who you are, what gifts you bring, and what ways that they can really support you in your life and on your path, right? So That's why those things are so important, especially for those of us who are leaders and healers, and those of us who really seek out a way to live in harmony with ourselves and with nature, right? So just dropping that because that water, that mommy water be talking.